Welcome everyone. My name is Drew Prosser. I'm the Residency Program Director here at MCG. Again, thank y'all for joining us. I know these are a little bit weird, but also can be good to hopefully get as much information about the programs without visiting as you can. And so I'll go over just some housekeeping stuff first. Our format for today, I'll go over just kind of a brief nuts and bolts of the residency program, and then we'll have kind of a time that you can ask the faculty questions. We have several faculty logged on. We've got everybody muted just because I don't know if you've been in Zoom meetings that have where everyone is unmuted. There's a lot of feedback and it becomes tough to hear. So we'll start out trying. If you have a question, you can just type it in the comments or in the chat bar, and we'll respond to it during the question session. And then all the faculty will log off, and y'all can get some time to ask the residents questions and kind of talk with the residents. And Luke, one of our chiefs, will kind of help direct that portion and then go from there. I'm sharing my screen, so hopefully everyone can see that, and we'll go from there. So this is, where we are. Augusta is the main campus. We're on the eastern border of Georgia, between Georgia and South Carolina. Augusta is kind of where our main hospital system is housed, but we have the Medical College of Georgia is literally that. It's the Medical College of Georgia, and we have satellite campuses all over the state, as you can see. And these satellite campuses really help feed patients into the clinical enterprise and kind of help us have a tremendous amount of patient volume and a tremendous amount of pathology that we treat here. Like I said, we're a border town, so we're also on the border of South Carolina, and you'll see here we see several patients from South Carolina, particularly those this side of Columbia and Greenville, those that are closer to Augusta than Charleston. The Medical College of Georgia has a lot of history. We're one of the oldest medical schools in the country. We were founded in 1828. We've grown, now have 5 post-secondary schools. MCG is obviously one of those schools. 576 residents and more than 50 programs with 5 campuses like we discussed, with Augusta being the main campus. This building actually is still standing today. It's the original medical college, but obviously we've moved into some new space since then, and this is a picture of the Summerville campus, which is kind of where most of the undergraduates of Augusta University are housed. For our hospital system and rotation sites, our main hospital system is AU Medical Center. It's 478 beds. We also do rotations at the Charlie Norwood VA, as well as the AU Children's Hospital of Georgia. Other rotation sites include the Augusta State Medical Prison, which is a very interesting experience. Eisenhower Army Medical Center, which is the hospital system for Fort Gordon, which is an Army base in town, which is in charge actually of Cyber Command for all branches of the military. We also rotate through a private practice otology clinic called the Southern Otologic Clinic, and a very busy private facial plastic surgery center called the Georgia Center. This is a picture of the main hospital, AU Medical Center. This is the medical office building, which is where we have primary outpatient clinics. This is the Children's Hospital of Georgia, our cancer center, and a picture of the VA. This is our main hospital campus, and what's great about this is all these places which I showed you are in very close walking distance of each other. So when you're on call, you park in your spot and can walk to these different places. They're actually all are physically connected through different kind of passageways. So it's one of those added benefits that it's certainly not a reason to choose this program, but it's definitely a benefit once you're here. So this is AUMC, the Children's Hospital, the medical office building, the VA. Our cancer center is right here on campus, and our temporal bone lab is right there. Just facts about our residency program. We're a 5-year accredited, fully accredited program. We take residents in 3-2, 3-2-3 fashion. We're matching 2 residents this year. We have 3 current fellows in rhinology, laryngology, and endocrine surgery, but all are hired as junior faculty, so they can post cases under themselves and actually are really, really beneficial at improving the case volume for residents. The strength of our program has always been a strong clinical experience, and we have ample academic opportunities. And the great thing about our program, and one of the things that attracted me when I was in medical school to come here for residency, was that our residents do both top-tier fellowships as well as go into competitive private practice jobs right out of residency. And so if you're undecided which kind of career choice you'd like to take, somebody has blazed that pathway through this program, so you won't be the only one to do that. And so you'll be fully supported and have all the opportunities available to you that you'd like. We have 77 residents that have completed the program. All are board certified, and many are leaders around the country. This is our rotation schedule. So as an intern, we spend 6 months at the VA and 6 months rotating through these services you can see. One of the things I'll highlight for you, which is a little bit new this year, we've always had off-service rotations, but this year we're allowing the PGY2 to choose what 2 of those months are, so that you can kind of tailor your experience, as well as we have an elective month in the chief year, which is new. So if you have a particular interest or joining a fellowship and you want to get extra interest in, say, head and neck reconstructive or ablative surgery, you can do an elective month in that. If you're interested in craniofacial surgery, you can do an elective month in that your chief year. If you're joining a private practice job that wants you to handle a significant volume of their laryngology, you can do an elective month in that. So it really offers some flexibility in your chief year. Our resident clinical experience, again, this is kind of the strength and hallmark of our program. AU outpatient visits over 1,500 per month, over 300 operations per month just at the AU site. Again, this is not including the VA, our private practice experiences in Eisenhower. And over the last 7 years, our residents have averaged almost 2,500 cases as primary surgeon, which is well above the national average. We have a busy academic schedule. The main Monday morning didactic schedule is where you'll get kind of most of your medical knowledge conference. But we have a weekly tumor board, planning conferences done weekly by each individual specialty, grand rounds, journal club, temporal bone lab, and laryngology conferences. This is a picture of our temporal bone lab, which is new over the past, I think 2 years ago maybe, but it's fantastic. It's state of the art, 14 stations, which is enough for each resident to drill simultaneously, which is a big thing. You know, a lot of programs will have you share stations or alternate between a couple of stations. Each resident can drill, and you know, one of the great things about it, I don't know if you see the monitor up here, each station can be connected to the teaching monitor. And so if one resident has interesting temporal bone with interesting anatomy, that can be projected up for all to learn on. Several stations are what we call flex stations, so they can be used for skull base or rhinology cadaver dissections as well. We have a 4-month dedicated research block during the PGY3 year, and residents typically complete a major project by the end of their PGY3 year. Our expectation is what we call one publishable paper per year is expected. Obviously, we know sometimes it's hit or miss whether these papers get published. That's why we say one publishable. But you'll have ample support to help get that done, and it really is pretty easy to do if you ask the residents here. Again, this is that support I was talking about. We have a research assistant here who will essentially handle all the IRB stuff for you. can go with your faculty mentor and just write out a description of the research project, and he will handle all the IRB stuff. One of the great things about our medical school is it's a massive medical school. I think we're the 7th or 8th largest medical school in the country. We have between 220 and 240 students per class, so that's per year. And those students are looking to get involved in research, as you know. And so they have something between their first and second year called the Dean Summer Research Fellow and our fellowship. And this is a funded position through the medical school where our medical students will essentially help get involved with research projects. And they're very helpful to the residents as essentially helping do chart reviews and other things for their research projects. We have collaborations with basic science labs and ample research funds, really a culture of investigation and quality. Call responsibility. So our call averages 5 to 7 per month. We, as a PGY1, you're either in-house or home call depending on your rotation schedule. The remainder of the time in residency, you're home call with split primary call between the PGY 2 and 3 are grouped in lower level call, and the PGY 4 and 5 are grouped in backup at chief level call. There's an attending on 100% of the time, obviously. We have great benefits, obviously health, disability, malpractice. We provide coats and laundry for you, meals on call, 3 weeks vacation, meeting costs covered. We give allotment towards loops, which is nice, and an in-service incentive if you do well on the in-service exam each year. Mentoring's a big thing here. So each resident as they come in are assigned a faculty mentor in the first year, where you have quarterly meetings outside of the hospital, essentially in a relaxed environment, where you can really get to know some of the faculty. And this mentor can be, along with me, can be really your first point of contact for any issues you have during residency or outside. As you advance in the program, if you connect more with a certain faculty member, or if your clinical interests align with that faculty member and you want to add additional mentors, that's obviously encouraged. A list of our faculty and where they trained and their subspecialties. So Dr. Perubsky is, you know, kind of one of the original general otolaryngologists. He is, you know, does not operate anymore, but is a wealth of clinical knowledge for us. Meets with the residents on Thursdays to kind of go over cases in what's called Perubsky rounds. But he's one of those that is truly incredible to pick his brain. When you see the rarest of the rare that you think no one has ever seen and you ask him about it, he will have treated 100 of those patients. And it's really incredible to pick his brain. Dr. Kontakis is our chair. He's a rhinologist, came from UVA. Dr. Postma is our laryngologist and vice chair. Dr. Terrace obviously is world-renowned endocrine surgeon. Dr. Albergardi does head and neck and microvascular reconstruction. Dr. Bird, head and neck and skull base. Dr. Groves does general otolaryngology with a focus on head and neck. Dr. Lee does rhinology, skull base, as well as some facial plastics and sleep. I'm the pediatric otolaryngologist. Dr. Reyes, again, does rhinology, skull base, facial plastics, and sleep. And Dr. Saedi does otology. Dr. Moretz is a private practice otologist who we rotate a lot with. Dr. Keltz is a facial plastic surgeon at the Fort, does a lot of functional rhinoplasty. And then Drs. Chin and Polacco are both facial plastic surgeons that work out of the Georgia Center, a very busy private practice facial plastic surgery center. Obviously, we have multiple audiologists and support staff. Our department has been really good at adding mid-level providers, nurse practitioners, and PAs to really help handle the patient volume. And these help the faculty, but they also help the residents out a lot, actually. We're a growing department, so we're recruiting right now for actually a second and third pediatric otolaryngologist, which should be hired this year, as well as another otology neurotologist. We have all subspecialties covered by fellowship trained faculty, and there's really nothing here that we don't do or cover. So you get training in all aspects of otolaryngology. We share trauma call with plastics and oral maxillofacial surgery. So you get plenty of trauma, but it's not overburdensome, which is nice. So why Augusta? You know, a lot of you may not have been to Augusta. Augusta is a great place. We're a mid-sized city, low cost of living, warm weather. We're a disaster-free zone. Augusta is very much geared towards the outdoors. What's great about Augusta, and one of the things I didn't realize until I moved here, is the amazing amount of great restaurants here. It's a medical community. Most people here are in either medicine or I mentioned the Fort. You know, so we have a lot of people who are here with Fort Gordon, which is a huge Army base, but is mainly the cyber command for all aspects of the military. So yeah, actually a big percentage of Augusta residents are high income earners, and along with that, they like to go out to eat. And so we have a lot of great kind of chef-owned local restaurants that are fun. We're in really close proximity to the mountains, the oceans, and other great cities, friendly people. And this is, again, one of those things that's tough to gauge, but it's really a city on the move. You know, we have a lot of growth in the city. There's a young feel to the city, and it's really one of these places that's nice to live. Just kind of some pictures of some festivals downtown, our downtown center, kayaking on the river, the Masters. If any of you are golfers, will certainly know the Masters, and a picture of our minor league baseball team here, which is an affiliate of the Giants. But a lot of fun to go see games there. So why Augusta University? So Augusta University, you know, has good pay, especially relative to cost of living. Most of our residents buy their own home and are able to sell it when they move on for a nice profit. We give good benefits, and again, it's one of these things that's tough to measure, but it's a growing university with a positive vibe. So picture the campus growth. This is the new medical school. One of the alumni of MCG donated $66 million, which is one of the largest private grants to a school in the nation. And his name was Dr. Harrison, and he so you'll see Harrison on the name of a lot of buildings around campus. But this is the medical school commons, which is very nice. Again, you've seen the cancer center. Some dorms for undergrad, and this is the thing that I'm most excited about, is the planned expansion of the Children's Hospital. This is our current Children's Hospital, which we're a little bit outgrowing the seams, mainly in ICU and NICU and PICU capacity. And so this is the $75 million expansion, which will essentially start here and go out towards what is a parking deck. So we're excited for that in the next few years. So again, you know, why choose our program? You know, our program gives great training. We have great faculty, and again, I don't know how we do it, but our residents are incredible, and we just I don't know if it's luck of the draw or what, but we really match some amazing residents, amazing individuals, and so you have a great group to work with here. And here's a picture of them. They're not the best looking, you know, but they're great. They're great. All right, so we'll open up to the question and answer session here in a second. I do want to point y'all to our social media and our YouTube pages. Our chairman gives, this is more of an overview of the residency program, but Dr. Kontakis has a has a talk kind of about the direction and overview of the department, which is good if you'd like to view that. And there's a lot of other kind of things about Augusta and other areas of the department. I think each, the chief of each subspecialty also has some talks on there. So really check out our YouTube channel and the website.